But I say unto you, I will not drink henceforth of this fruit of the vine until that day when I drink it new with you in my Father's kingdom. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven.
We're living in a time we're going to meet Yahweh Shai. You're going to meet him face to face, which is proof also that we have to be changed. We can't meet the Lord like this. He's going to change you, he's going to crown you, and he's going to toast with you. Sometimes when Akim are among each other, we'll do little small toasts. Brothers may be like La Yasharala, holding up cups. But imagine the Lord himself hosting it, man. And we join in. And I was reading something else, and pretty much they said in order to have what they call a loyal toast, you would use wine. That's the beverage of choice. And once again, our Lord, he's coming back. And we're going to see him with all that power, man. But he's going to extend that power to you.
The Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of God. And if children, then heirs of God, and joint heirs with God. If so be that we suffer with him, that we may be also glorified together. For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. For the earnest expectation of the creature waiteth for the manifestation of the sons of God. For the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but by reason of him who hath subjected the same, in hope, because the creature itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption into the glorious liberty of the children of God. For we know that the whole creation groaneth and travaileth in pain together until now. And not only they, but ourselves also, which have the first fruits of the Spirit, even we ourselves groan within ourselves, waiting for the adoption, to wit, the redemption of our body.
And once again, when our Lord returns, he's going to wield that power to you elect as well. Once again, he's going to change you, he's going to crown you, and he's going to have a toast with you. A kingly toast, which will basically be a celebration for victory over the beast, victory over this system, victory over Edom Rome coming back, and Edom Rome's mark, which will be that Quran. So we're going to celebrate with our Lord Yahweh Shai, and honestly, there is no telling what all he has in store for us.
Drink ye all of it, for this is my blood of the New Testament.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, we would like to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Kakwadash, and double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples to us younger brothers. And peace and blessings and salutations to the hopeful lake out there pushing his word and truth and this sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful lake, the believers, the listeners who have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bashem Al Shai, and going into another morning, news and prophecy. All right, the enemy within, okay, which is a term that's been used by, the devil Trump, okay, and he's pretty much openly waging a war, all right, on the American public. Okay, and what these devils are doing, all right, if you're not on board with this new world order, okay, they're considering you an enemy. Okay, and see, these people are late to the game. All right. They still think they have some type of rights, okay, some type of privileges and, you know, things that the government, you know, has in place to have check and balance, you know, for the president. Well, those things are being pushed off. All right. And they're transforming Trump into a dictator right before your eyes because the elites need a dictator, okay, to push forth this new world order. Okay. The Constitution and, you know, the certain protocols and barriers that they have, you know, within government. Well, those are restricting the elite from doing what they need to do in America because America has to be, all right, weakened, okay, before they can roll out this new world order. Okay, so what we're seeing is America being dismantled, all right, and these devils are finna wage war, okay, on the citizens, man. Okay, they've been doing it covertly for years, you know, through the food, through the enchantments, you know, through disease, you know, through the health system. Everything that these devils have been doing has to been to weaken the masses in some shape, form, or fashion. But now, all right, Esau's going to bring out, okay, overt war where he's going to be openly at war, all right, with those that disagree, all right, with how he wants to run the earth moving forward, okay, which is through technocracy, okay. So I got a few videos I want to get into just to show you what the devil is at. So let's get some precepts first. All right, set the foundation, and then uh we'll go into some videos, man. All right, and the devils that Trump, what Trump is surrounded with, is the New World Order Dream Team. Okay, and that's in every level. When it comes to foreign policy, he has war hawks. Okay, when it comes to, you know, his economics, you know, he has what, these technocrats. All right, and when it comes to civil affairs, he has these two madmen. All right, Stephen Miller, all right, and Pete Hegseth at the forefront of that. Okay, so the Lord has all these Edomite spirits, okay, in position to bring forth all these prophecies that we've been going into, man. You know, like they surrounded Trump with the New World Order Dream Team, man. Okay, this is the book of Second Ezra 16-70. It said, "For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord." Okay, and Elder Apostle Hart went into it the other day on his video, going to Jacob Trouble is here, because those that fear the Lord is speaking of Israel in general, because Israel was created to have a reverence, okay, for Yahweh Bashim Shai above all the nations in the earth. Okay, now the version of Israel, these 2/3 that we see today, all right, these are Israelites under major enchantment. Okay, but Jake in his natural state has a reverence, you know, for Yahweh Bashim Shai. Okay, but what we're finna see, all right, is this devil put emphasis, all right, on the enemy within. Okay, and the number one priority of the enemy within is the tribes. Okay, and all these, you know, these other Edomites that uh are against, okay, white nationalists. Okay, well, they're looked at as enemy as well, but the number one target on the enemy list is the tribes. Okay, and the ultimate prize is the prophets. That's really what he's working his way to. Okay, so we're seeing these things begin to take place now. Okay, and the people that's in charge, okay, when it comes to this devil's, you know, domestic, okay, military, okay, well, these people, these men have the spirit of madmen. We're going to show you. Okay, he said, verse 71 says, they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. Okay, so there's a spirit of a madman that's being put on Esau, man. Okay, and you tribes from to get a hell of a wake up call about who your enemy is. You know, because Jake, all right, lose their mind. You know, because we talk about Esau so much. You're finna see why the Lord had us warn you about this devil continually, man, for years, for decades. beginning with our apostles and elders on down. Okay, you're going to see why this man has been at the forefront of the ministry, all right, when it comes to warning you tribes, man. Okay? The Lord finna put a madman spirit on Esau to where he's going to lose it, beginning with you tribes, man. Okay? So, let's go here. Let's play this first video. Okay, dealing with the enemy within. Who is that? Okay, you gotta listen to these devils, man. They're talking in code and they're talking to each other, man. They're rousing up, these everyday Edomites as well. We touch on that. But let's see. Yeah, let's go here.
But here's the problem. Pete Hegseth calls in all the top brass from around the world traveling. You got guys leaving aircraft carriers to take planes to this dog and pony show. Mm-hmm. First of all, it's dangerous. You got all the brass in one place.
Yeah, it's like a target.
It was ridiculous. You never do that. And what for? So he can prance around the stage telling generals, it's a bad look to be, I don't want to see fat generals and admirals in the Pentagon. It's a bad look. Well, have you looked at your commander in chief? The guy in the red tie next to you. Ask him to do a couple push-ups, huh? Ask him if he can meet the female standard for the military. And then, of course, he went after beardos, like J.D. Vance, the next commander. He thinks will be his next commander in chief. But that's the least of it. He took these generals home to make a point that would have scared my parents, who were civil libertarians to the core and patriots. And which is that he says the war is in our inner cities. They're getting the point. The war isn't against Putin or Xi, because after all, Putin's still glowing from his Lewinsky that he got in Alaska. Xi's talking about, boasting about his prep for invading Taiwan. So they don't consider him a three-toed. They don't consider him a paper tiger. They consider Trump a paper three-toed sloth. And we are being laughed at by our enemies. This is serious stuff. Yeah. And even worse, you're telling generals that the real war is here against what he called, quote, this is a quote, the enemy within. Americans aren't the enemy, but that's what they were announcing to these guys. Your battle will be here in America. They are saying, basically, what are they really saying? They're saying, get ready for the Civil War. Yeah, better be on our side, or and Trump didn't get his applause when he walked in that he expects, and so he
started begging for it,
begging for applause. Instead, he got laughter, nervous laughter. I mean, after all, it's a command from their commander in chief.
Yeah.
So this meeting between all these generals, and Trump and Pete Hegseth, all right, the Secretary of War, all right, this devil. And like he said, he proclaimed that there's an enemy within. Okay. And we know that number one enemy, okay, that he's speaking of is Jake. Okay. Jake, you tribes are the forefront of the enemy within, and all right, you non-compliant, all right, citizens of America. Okay, if you're not on the Trump train, if you're not on this white nationalist train, all right, Edomite male superiority, if you're not on that, okay, you're an enemy. Okay, so he's like, look, he's telling these generals your next war is within your borders. Okay, would you know, look, there's going to be it's shouldn't be a lot of ruckus in America, man, because this meeting has set a tone, okay, for America going forward. Okay, your government is declaring war on you, all right, openly, man. You see? Now, I have another video where we're going to really get into this devil, Stephen Miller. Okay, with Stephen Miller, that's the guy from C. Kirk. Dealing with C. Kirk, that funeral. He's the devil. okay, at the funeral that had made that long speech, declaring war on you tribes. All right. And this man has the spirit of a madman. Now, he is let's see, let's get this first. Let me pull this up. All right. Now these two Edomite women be going in. I believe they Democrats. They be making some good points. All right, you can tell they're pissed. Okay. Hey, the Edomites are divided. So you got that factor, these Edomites that's divided and they gonna be at war. Okay, then you have the war on the tribes, So it's finna go down. Remember, this is the worst time ever. So it's just gonna be multiple things happening, at the same time. All right. Now let me look up this devil, Stephen Miller. All right, Stephen Miller, whatever the nigga name is. All right, Stephen Miller. All right, he's the White House Deputy of Chief. All right, he's the White House, Deputy of Chief. You see? Now let's see what the Deputy of Chief. Let me look it up. The deputy. All right. So let's see. And we'll get into it after we play the video. I just got it pulled up. I look at it while it's playing. But listen to how the devil talks, man. Okay. And then we're gonna get into Pete Hegseth, man. And these are gonna be the two men that's gonna be spearheading, all right, this war, all right, within. Okay. So let's play this.
The President of the United States, aka Marie Antoinette, and we refer to him here as Kanks, is intellectually lazy and only cares about vanity projects and ego-based projects. He is a famous non-reader. He doesn't give a shit about policy. He's working on his ballroom. He's working on gold leafing the Oval, the horrific remodel of the Rose Garden, which is just so lacking in creativity and being aesthetically pleasing. It's just unbelievable. I digress. While he's doing all of these things, all of these executive orders are being drafted. That national security directive that is like the thought police that we talked about a few episodes ago, that's all being constructed and written. And I believe the person behind all of this is Stephen Miller. And Stephen Miller is a complete psycho. I'm talking like needs to be in a padded cell in a straight jacket, dangerous as all get out. He's really like Hannibal Lecter that Trump talks about all the time. It's Stephen Miller. Let me just play a clip. He was on the news yesterday. Get a load of this guy.
I see the guns and badges in this room. You are unleashed. The handcuffs that you're carrying, they're not on you anymore. They're on the criminals. And whatever you need to get it done, we're going to get it done.
Wow. So,
yeah, so you heard the devil say, he's telling police chiefs, all right, that the handcuffs are not on you anymore, which means, look, you're not restricted as you once was. The handcuffs are on the criminals. And he said, whatever you need to do to get it done, get it done. Okay, whatever you need to do, get it done. Okay, this devil is absolutely crazy, man. Like Eliasha one will say, Bill Gates might be Esau because he's intertwined in everything. Anything wicked, this nigga is there. With that Bill Cosby sweater, all right, and them glasses, man. Okay, but this nigga Stephen Miller might be Lamech. This man has been going insane, man. This nigga, like, he hasn't slept since Trump got in the office, man. Like, this nigga been up for 8 months straight, man, just snapping. This nigga is crazy, man. And he's telling the police officers, the police chiefs, like, look, the handcuffs are off. Okay, you can do whatever you need to do, man. Okay, hey, prepare for new norms in America, man. Okay, prepare for a new norm in America, man. These devils, all right, their ears are pinned back. Okay, when it comes to this new world order, man, he knows that he had but a short time. All right, let's read this one real quick, and we go back to the we go back to the video. It's Psalm 17 and 13. It says, "Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword." Okay, so we have to understand that Esau, Edom, is the sword of the Most High on the left hand side, and the Lord is going to use this devil to judge. Okay, before he's judged. See, there's levels to judgment. Esau is just a weapon of choice for judgment. You see, he's not the end and beginning of judgment. That's why we don't fear this devil. Okay, but we fear the Lord. You see, and the Lord is finna swing Esau on 2/3. Okay, and you simpletons, all right, you American citizen, the Lord is finna unleash E. Okay, in the earth, man, and mainly here in America, man. Okay, so I'm gonna put this video in the link as well. But let's go back to it.
So this is not the way civil societies speak to police forces. They want a Gestapo. Stephen Miller doesn't want anybody calling him a Nazi. He doesn't want anybody saying he's a fascist. And he is a Nazi and he is a fascist and he is trying to create a Gestapo, and Democratic leaders need to call it as such. He is the person behind all of this. Rolling Stone did a takedown of how much everybody that works around him hates him. He's completely unlikable. But because Trump is so lazy, it leaves a vacuum for this guy who was bullied as a kid. And now he's acting out all of his brokenness on the global stage. And he has talked about reducing the United States population from 350 million to 100 million people so that you don't have to wait in line when you go to the hospital. Those are his words, not mine. These are really dangerous people. And to think that we're going to give up our country for these broken fucktwats, you know what I mean? That refuse to go to therapy, that refuse to evolve, that are emotionally stunted. And we're going to 250 years of this country, and we're going to go back the ways of Germany in the 1930s for this guy's brokenness because his inner child was all fucked up because his mom and dad weren't nice to him, or some people in junior high bullied him because he's so unlikable. Get over it. Go to therapy. I had to. You had to. You know, it's just fucking life. Adulthood is hard, but this is just so dangerous.
He likes to make himself feel better by being mean and cruel to other people. And you bring up he wants to reduce the population to 100 million people. He's also buddy with JD Vance, who's got the dark enlightenment theory that only the smart people should have rule and the dumb people shouldn't be involved in government. Then you have Congress cutting healthcare and kicking people off healthcare. So it's a trifecta in my mind. You kick off people from healthcare, sick people die. We don't need sick people. You make dumb people have no access. And then if they get shot in the street, good for them. So it's a trifecta in my mind to reduce the population, to get rid of populations they don't think have value.
So these devils got it to where, all right, they want to reduce American population to 100 million. You know, right now it's 330 million. You know, and then that's like 2/3 of the population they want gone. Okay, so this is JD Vance. And remember, all these this is the Edomite male, okay, authority that's in power, man. Okay, with this Trump regime. Okay, you got Trump. He's all about AI and depopulation. I mean, JD Vance, he's super about the AI because he's just an AI dude boy. Him and Trump. Okay, JD Vance was all in Europe cussing them out about taking restrictions off AI. Okay. Then she just said, JD Vance says, look, you need to reduce the American population to 100 million, man. What are these people planning to do? For them to be talking like this, 230 million people unalive, what are they planning to do? Okay. You finna see why this man is known as the devil. Okay. He's known as the children of Satan. Okay. He's known as the sword. People are going to see. Okay. And then they said, look, people that they don't find favorable need to be unalive. And who do you think's at the top of that list, man? Okay. And run it back a little bit, man.
Get shot in the street, good for them. So it's a trifecta in my mind. You bring up he wants to reduce the population to 100 million people. He's also buddy with JD Vance, who's got the dark enlightenment theory that only the smart people should have rule and the dumb people shouldn't be involved in government.
So when he says only the smart people should be allowed to rule, the dumb people shouldn't be allowed. Who you think that he's speaking about when he said dumb? You gotta listen to what these people are saying. Okay? So this is nothing but a scientific racism. White Christian nationalists. Okay? This is what they're pushing hardcore.
You have Congress cutting healthcare and kicking people off healthcare. So it's a trifecta in my mind. You kick off people from healthcare, sick people die. We don't need sick people. You make dumb people have no access. And then if they get shot in the street, good for them. So it's a trifecta in my mind to reduce the population, to get rid of populations they don't think have value.
And what's so fascinating about it is all of these MAGA policies at their core are attacks on the poor and the working class. And the base of MAGA are evangelical Christians, who the central character of evangelical Christianity is about helping the poor, spoke about a wealthy man having a very difficult time getting into heaven, talking about over religiosity, this Jesus guy, and how off-putting that was. And their base is like they're like the anti-Jesus people. And so I just think Democrats have to call out a lot of things at one time. MAGA Christians are the anti-Jesus, no empathy, hateful, cruel cult. And I think they need to say it in those terms. The person right below Kanks, his top advisor here, is a Nazi, is a fascist, wants to be the thought police, and is trying to organize a Gestapo. MAGA policies are Argentina first and Israel first. MAGA policies, as Pump said, it appears like they want to kill off the very people that voted for them. Because why on earth? Why? When we pay money for Argentinians and Israelis to have health care, why don't we pay it for Americans to have health care? Why don't we do that? Why doesn't MAGA do that? But let's play just another clip from our little psycho Nazi, Stephen Miller.
And he finna go in on you niggas. All right? He finna go in on you niggas, man. Okay?
There's a square inch of block in this city where a citizen doesn't feel safe is unacceptable. This is Memphis. This is the United States of America, and all that bullshit is done. It's over. It's finished. You know, the gangbangers that you deal with, they think that they're ruthless. They have no idea how ruthless we are. They think they're tough. They have no idea how tough we are. They think that they're hardcore. We are so much more hardcore than they are. And we have the entire weight of the United States government behind us. What do they have? They have nothing behind them. So we are going to win. They are going to lose. We are going to rescue Memphis, and it will not only be safer than ever before, but businesses and investment are going to pour in, and Memphis will be richer than ever before because President Trump has decided this is a priority. And when President Trump,
this is
going in on you niggas, man. Okay, he's specifically speaking to you niggas, game bangers. All right, and he said, "You think you tough? You finna see what tough is. You think you hardcore? You gonna see what hardcore is. See, and this is the Lord putting the spirit on Esau, man. And he finna come get active with you niggas, man. And my question is this: okay, does Stephen Miller and Pete Hegseth, do they have to check in when they come to Memphis? Okay, Atlanta, Chicago, when they have to check in? Okay, hell no. Okay, see, you niggas can get ready, man. Okay, you niggas can get ready, man. The Lord got a spirit on this devil, man. Okay, a madman sparing none. Okay, literal. You see? Let's go here. So this whole left-right paradigm, okay, Republican and Democrat. See, now it's going to another phase. As the brother got, it's the brother Labad and Apash. Revelation 13:11, it says, "And I beheld another beast coming out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon." And see, now we're going to the dragon phase. Okay, because even the devil Stephen Miller said they've awakened the dragon. Okay, you see all this, you know, trying to placate to you niggas' emotions, and you know, trying to allow you niggas to play the victim. You know, the left, you know, coddled you niggas, man. Which there was all the setup. It's two wings of the same bird. But the left was known for what? Coddling you niggas and allowing you niggas to be degenerate. All right, you had the smash and dash. You know, niggas just going through stores and just busting the cases and stealing phones, and you know, all in the designer stores just stealing. You know, this all happened under the left. See, the left let you run amok. Okay, so they can build a case when the right came in. All right, to be what? Authoritarian, man. Cause let's go into some of these terms, and if a brother could let's post that in Ezekiel, you know, 21. All right, I think verses 9 through 12. Okay, so let's go here real quick, because she keeps saying this word Gestapo. So let's get that. What is a Gestapo? Okay, I'm saying Trump is turning into a dictator right before your eyes, because they need a dictator to pull off what they want to do. All right, it says a Gestapo. All right, it said the secret police force of Nazi Germany. The name is a German acronym for Geheim Staatspolizei. All right, which translates to secret state police. The Gestapo was notorious for its extreme brutality, arresting and terrorizing anyone deemed an enemy of the state or the Nazi party, and played a key role, all right, in this work. Okay, well, you know what that was about. Okay, but this is what's being formed right before you, man. A new Gestapo. Okay, a brutal force. Okay, used to what? Terrorize anyone that's against the regime. Okay, this is what these devils are doing right before your eyes, man. You know, Trump is Hitler 2.0 in the making, but disguised as what? This Edomite Christian. Okay, this Edomite conservative Christian. You see, and you go here to this guy Stephen Miller. Okay, which he's a deputy. All right, chief of staff. Okay, so what do they do? Okay, so you go into it. It says the White House deputy chief of staff is officially the top aide to the White House Chief of Staff, who is the senior aide to the President of the United States. The Deputy Chief of Staff usually has an office in the West Wing and is responsible for ensuring the smooth running of White House bureaucracy, as well as such other duties as the Chief of Staff assigns to them. In all recent administrations, there have been multiple deputy chiefs, all right, with different duties. In the second Trump administration, there are 6, all right, and that's no coincidence, 6 deputy chiefs of staff. Okay, now when you go here, this Stephen Miller guy, okay, it said deputy, okay, chief of staff. Let's go and get this guy, Stephen Miller. All right, he's the chief of policy. Okay, it says Stephen N. Miller. Look at this nigga, man. Stephen N. Miller is an American political advisor who has served as the White House Deputy Chief of Staff for Policy in the United States Homeland, okay, Security Advisor since 2025. Miller served as Senior Advisor to President and the White House Director's speechwriting for 2017. All right, but this guy is ahead of the policy, man. Okay, and what you think is at the forefront of his policy, man? He's telling you, man. You know, these politicians, he cursing your ass out, man. He said this shit finna stop. Okay? So this is what you niggas had to look forward to, man. Okay? you see, and this is what he's gonna try to number us with that. Okay? And what is he saying? We have nothing, but see, he doesn't understand. All right, what he does gonna find out the hard way. All right, it's gonna go completely different when he make his move towards the elect, man. Okay, the Lord gonna give this nigga free range. Okay, yeah, another small hatter for sure. All right, I say this nigga might be Lamech, man. You know, but so yeah, let's go back to the video. Let me get this precept the brother got the water. The precept. So yeah, let's go back here. So this is the time Esau on. Okay. This is so like the brother got the precept for me. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 21, in verse 9. It says, Son of man, prophesy, say, thus said the Lord, say a sword is sharpened and also furbished. Okay. So this is what we're prophesying to our people, man. All right, that this devil, your enemy. Okay, the Lord is souping this man. No, the Lord got Esau all souped up. All right, so he can judge, man. Okay, it says it's sharpened. It is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth? It contended the rod of my son is every tree. Okay, and when you keep reading verse 11, okay, it says that he had given it to be furbished that it may be handled. Okay, this sword is sharpened and is furbished to give it into the hand of the slayer. Okay, and ultimately the slayer gonna be the Most High. Now Esau, you know, his levels, because you know Esau, he's a slayer, and the Lord has allowed this man to tap into weaponry that no other nation has had, man. Okay, this devil has weaponry, okay, that you can't deal with. Okay, that's why it's a loss trying to go the corner route with Esau, man. Okay, he's the god of that, man. He's the god of the sword. The Lord has given him this position in the earth, man. Okay, the Lord set it up to where it's going to take, Yahweh Shai to come take this man down. Okay, but before he's removed, the Lord's going to use this devil for judgment, man. All right, and judgment on who? Okay, the Most High finna swing the sword at Esau, man. Ezekiel 21:12. All right, the brother Labad Napash. It says, cry and howl, son of man, for it shall be upon my people it shall be upon all the princes of Israel, the leaders. Terrors by reason of the sword shall be upon my people. Smite there upon, all right, that thigh, man. Okay, so the Lord is finna unleash Esau to terrorize you niggas, man. Okay, and when you read the book of First Kings and Second Kings, man, and you see how the Lord, will constantly warn Jake, and then eventually he'll just say, "Hey, damn it," and he'll just unleash a whole nation on niggas, man. The Assyrians, what they was allowed to do to the northern tribes, okay, and the Babylonians, what they was allowed to do to the southern kingdom, man. Okay, that was the Lord reaching the breaking point. I'm tired of sending prophets and talking to you niggas, man. So he just sent the sword. He sent the whole nation against you niggas, man. All right, and this time that nation is Esau, Edom, which he's likening to the Assyrian. Okay, he's likening to the Babylon the Great. So that means that everything that the Babylonians was doing, the Neo-Babylonian Empire, this nigga will be doing it on a much greater scale. Okay, so you read the book of Lamentations, there was Jeremiah, ground zero, seeing the Babylonians, okay, terrorize Jake, man. Okay, so imagine what Babylon the Great is finna do under Esau, Edom. Okay, so let's let's go from that. Let's let it play some more.
Straight up racist.
Huh?
He is in Memphis, which has a very large black population and a black.
I'm gonna rewind my nigga back, man. S. Miller. Let me go back to him. When Johnny, he talking big shit to you niggas, man. All right, and all this shit you niggas were talking, okay. And it ain't been a switch in Chicago. A switch ain't been reported yet in Chicago. United
States of America, and all that bullshit is done. It's over. It's finished. The gangbangers that you deal with, they think that they're ruthless. They have no idea how ruthless we are. They think they're tough. They have no idea how tough we are. They think that they're hardcore. We are so much more hardcore than they are. And we have the entire weight of the United States government behind us. What do they have? They have nothing behind them. So we are going to win. They are going to lose. We are going to rescue Memphis. And it will not only be safer than ever before, but businesses and investment are going to pour in, and Memphis will be richer than ever before because President Trump has decided this is a priority. And when President Trump,
this is straight up racist. He is in Memphis, which has a very large black population and a black mayor. And this administration has been selectively focusing on cities that have black mayors to attack first because inherently they are racist and the MAGA base is racist. Look no further than the person that they idolize and are martyring right now, unrepentant, unapologetic, racist Charlie Kirk. But when he says gangbangers, do not kid yourself. That is messaging to white people because there is this messaging that happens to where if a black person is a member of a gang and commits a crime, all black people are that. And white people have a tendency in the media and in government to stereotype an entire race of people. We have a white lone wolf problem right now of white men getting radicalized online and shooting stuff up all over the place. And that same stereotype doesn't apply to all white men. But for black people, it does. And we're here on this podcast to say we see what they're doing, and that is complete racism. And what he's trying to do right there is tell the city of Memphis, you have a black problem, and we're going to deal with it. That's what he's saying. That's what the white people that hear that are saying. That is, and we're only a news cycle or two away from them just straight up starting to say that. So I'm asking every single white American right now, Do you stand with your black brothers and sisters? Do you or don't you?
All right. So you see what they're doing. All right. You see the Esau, like she said, hey, they're you know, a press conference or two away from just saying, look, we finna get these niggas, man. Okay. And see, they're signaling to all these Edomites, man. See what's happening, these militias and that's been in the woodworks and the swamps, and okay, they're signaling to them, look, it's about that time. Okay. You best believe there's militias and all type of mercenaries, okay, that's on deck for what these devils getting ready to do. Okay. And what we see happening is Esau was going through his military ranks to saying, hey, look, is you down with this shit or not? When you go, okay, I got some more some more snippets from that Pete Hegseth when he was addressing those generals at Quantico. Okay. And pretty much he's letting you know, look, is you down with this shit we on or not? Okay. If what I'm saying makes you feel some type of way, look, respectfully resign. Okay. That's what these devils are gearing up, man. Okay. These devils is booting up, man. You see? They is not finna play with you niggas, man. Okay, this the part, and we've been warning you. El Ariala did the lesson. Look, we don't feel no type of way what's finna happen to you niggas, man. Okay? Because you've been warned and warned and warned, and you niggas have gotten worse. And not only that, you have begun to mock the prophets, man. Okay? You just been so sick of the Hebrew Israelites. Well, okay. Well, the Lord finna give you something else to worry about. Okay? The Lord finna give you niggas something else to be sick of. All right? And Esau, Edom can't wait to get active with you niggas, man. And the Lord gonna let him get off on 2/3, man. Okay? It's gonna switch when he, all right, makes his way to the 1/3, man. Okay? We're gonna get into that. So, as I put this video on the link, you know, you can watch the rest of it. I got another video I want to get into as well. Okay? Well, before we get there. All right, let's get this real quick. And the book of Isaiah chapter 10. Okay, and 5. Yeah, man. Hey, there's a madman spirit on this devil. Okay, this is Isaiah chapter 10 and 5. It says, "Oh, Assyrian, the rod of mine anger." You see these devils snapping and going crazy in these press conferences. Guess what? That's the anger of the Lord for you niggas, man. Okay, it says, "And the staff in their hand is my indignation." All right, so the Lord, righteous anger, all right, he's going to use Esau as a vessel for a time. Okay, Esau's finna be used as a throwaway weapon on you niggas, man. Okay, it says, "I will send him against a hypocritical nation, and against the people of my wrath will I give him a charge to take a spoil, and to take the prey, and to tread them down like the mire of the streets, man." Okay, and the Lord got the personnel in place, man. Okay, with the spirit to bring this to pass. Okay, he said he's gonna send him against a hypocritical nation, because here it is, you have, you know, niggas crying about, oh, they zip tied children in Chicago. Well, how many niggas have shot up children? Don't niggas shoot up playgrounds, a football game? Niggas shoot up every goddamn thing. Okay, but then when you see, you know, ICE come in and zip tie some children out of the project, oh, how could they? You niggas shoot up every goddamn thing, man. Okay, you niggas shoot up funerals now. You kill a nigga you wanted to kill. Now you niggas go to the funeral and shoot the funeral up, man. Okay, you niggas don't care about no goddamn kids, man. Okay, cut that shit out, man. And see, the Lord finna put a stop to niggas, man. Okay, the nigga woman, all right, this whole cycle of degeneracy, because it only gets worse, man. Okay, it only gets worse, man. The Lord finna put the brakes, okay, on the continuation of niggas, man. Okay. So let's go back. Got this other video. All right. So these devils, Esau, and he's going through his ranks, man. Okay. And either you with this new shit that Esau on, or you not. And she telling her white America to stand with their black brothers and sisters, man. Look, you stand with them niggas you want to. Okay. And this is what Esau letting you know, all right? You stand with these niggas if you want to. Okay. All right. So let's play this, because after that speech at Quantico, okay, there's a lot of generals, have been speaking against things that were said, and a lot of them have been resigning. Okay. And this is what this devil wants. He wants to, hey, if you not with what we on, hey, respectfully resign. Okay? Because we finna get on some more shit. All right? We goddamn eat, man. And horns finna come out. So let's play this.
Wrote in The Atlantic that the question on the minds of the top military commanders after listening to Donald Trump yesterday must have been, how can I know that an order I received to launch my missiles came from a sane president?
I mean, when top military officials are announcing their retirement just days after a speech filled with ideological pressure and threats to military dissenters, things aren't exactly going in the right direction.
Our job, my job, has been to determine which leaders simply did what they must to answer the prerogatives of civilian leadership, and which leaders are truly invested in the woke department and therefore incapable of embracing the War Department and executing new lawful orders. That's it. It's that.
Listen to what this devil just said. He said, we're investigating who's, okay, with this woke generation. And woke, they mainly speaking of who? Niggas. Niggas are walking around talking about they're woke. So they're like, look, we're investigating to see who's with this woke agenda. All right. Because if you with this woke shit, you're not going to be able to carry out these new laws that we're finna implement. Okay. The devil is showing you what he's on. All right. Listen to what this devil is saying. All right. Let's rewind it back.
Determine which leaders simply. Our job, my job, has been to determine which leaders simply did what they must to answer the prerogatives of civilian leadership, and which leaders are truly invested in the woke department and therefore incapable of embracing the War Department and executing new lawful orders. That's it. It's that simple. So for the past 8 months, we've gotten a good look under the hood of our officer corps. We've done our best to thoroughly assess the human terrain. We've had to make trade-offs and some difficult decisions. It's more of an art than a science. We have been and will continue to be judicious, but also expeditious. The new compass heading is clear. Out with the Shirellis, the Mackenzies, and the Millies, and in with the Stockdales, the Schwarzkopfs, and the Pattons. More leadership changes will be made, of that I'm certain. Not because we want to, but because we must. Once again, this is life and death. The sooner we have the right people, the sooner we can advance the right policies. Personnel is policy.
The sooner we have the right people, okay, we can execute the right policy. Okay? These devils have something in the books. They have something in the making, man. Okay? And they're getting their personnel right. And they're clearing the ranks of anybody that's not down with this Edomite white nationalist, okay, agenda. Okay? Listen to them talk, man. Like, look, we got new policy we need to implement. We ain't got time to be playing with that woke shit that, you know, the equality and all. No, if you're not down with what we finna bring, okay, you're gonna have a problem executing these new policies, man. Okay, so let's play this some more.
But I look out at this group and I see great Americans, leaders who have given decades to our great republic at great sacrifice to yourselves and to your families. But if the words I'm speaking today are making your heart sink, then you should do the honorable thing and resign. We would thank you for your service.
In the past few days, since Trump's rare gathering at Quantico, where he addressed nearly 800 senior military leaders, generals, admirals, and top advisors, and basically told them that U.S. cities were to be.
And he told them, look, if what I'm saying is making you squeamish, okay, talking about the enemy is within, okay, and talking points of that nature, if what I'm saying is making you squeamish, just resign. Okay, they're clearing the ranks. Okay, they want people like Stephen Miller. That's who they looking for. Okay, they want that Stephen Miller spirit throughout their ranks. All right, that's going to carry out these orders of Jacob Trouble, man. Okay, in these inner cities, man. Esau is booting up to go to war with you niggas, man. Okay, and while you niggas are still arguing, all right, about things that don't matter, okay, this devil is tapping in. You see? So let's play a little more.
Be treated as training grounds for the military, unless, of course, you spoke with Mike Johnson, in which he'll tell you that those exact words that you're mentioning that Trump said, he didn't really mean them, right?
Hold on a second. As Speaker of the House, do you answer the question? As Speaker of the House, do you believe it's appropriate to use American cities as training grounds for the U.S. military, calling those people in the American cities the enemy within? I'm asking you, as Speaker of the House, do you think that's appropriate?
I'm not going to comment on your characterization of what the president said. I didn't get to see that
quotes,
speech because I was a little busy yesterday. Well, you can take his quotes out of context, which you often do, and I don't think that's fair to the president. I'll tell you what he's done, though. He's put National Guard troops here in D.C. and cleaned up the crime problem. People can walk safely to and from work today because the president takes crime seriously. Some of the big mayors in some of these big blue cities are not, and I think that's probably what he was addressing there.
Well, after it, there's been a slew of sudden retirements. Interesting. You see, Trump framed domestic unrest as a battlefield, declaring a war from within and naming cities like San Francisco, Chicago, New York, and Los Angeles as targets in that fight. He urged that the military should be a, quote, major part of restoring order.
Important mission. And I told Pete, we should use some of these dangerous cities as training grounds for our military, National Guard, but military.
Meanwhile, Pete Hegseth, well, he did his best to get a rise out of the silent crowd, but instead it turned out to be more of a Jeb Bush, please clap moment.
So he's saying using the inner cities as training ground. Okay? They just gonna be testing shit on you niggas, man. Okay? Because they know they're gonna have to go to war, you know, with Iran and, you know. So they say, let's use these inner cities as training ground, man. You niggas just gonna be target practice, man. Okay? They're gonna just be trying out new weaponry, new technology on you niggas, man. Okay? And this the anger of the Lord. Okay? This is the Lord's anger on Esau to go absolutely batshit crazy on you niggas, man. Okay? You're gonna see what it means when the Lord, all right, told the death angels to spare not, have no pity. Okay? let's let it run again.
Move out and draw fire, because we are the War Department. Godspeed.
Room, attention.
I think the next president.
The nigga just walked off stage on your ass, man. You know, that's what Esau went with it. Okay, Esau, hey, he's his patience is short. Okay, and the devil just finna get to it now. All right, and I got another one. Let's see. I thought I had it pulled up. Okay, yeah. Let me get this. Let me get this. The brother put this brother Psalm 65:4. Okay, this is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 22, verse 4. All right. It says, I guess in 27, it says, thou art become guilty, okay, in thy blood, speaking to you tribesmen, that thou hast shed and hast defiled thyself, all right, in thine idols which thou hast made, and thou hast caused, all right, thy days to draw near, all right, and are, all right, and it said, and art come even unto thy years. Therefore have I made thee a reproach unto the heathen, and a mocking to all the countries. Her princes is in the midst thereof, are like wolves ravening. They pray, all right, to shed blood, okay, and to destroy souls and to get dishonest gain, man. And that's just been nigga culture, man. All right, your leaders have been set up to you by your enemies to cause you to go into idolatry, okay, because you look at the lifestyles that are promoted to our people, they all link back to idolatry. And Jake doesn't, Jake is not, like in the ancient world, bowing down, to statues, okay? But they're living and they worship the lifestyles that come and they're tied to those different deities, man. Bacchus and Dionysus, the party spirit, that, late night, that nightlife spirit, okay? The worship of, of sex and money, all those go back to different deities, man. Okay, and that's been the culture of our people. Okay, so now the Lord, all right, is going to judge for that. Okay, now I have this here. This is an interesting dynamic because niggas in Chicago, all right, are not fighting back, but you have these Edomites, okay, that are coming out of nowhere, which I believe to be agent provocateurs. I'll be, interested to see what you brothers think, but I think these are agent provocateurs, okay, and they're trying to cause, okay, unrest, okay, because they want civilians, especially niggas, to fight back against these federal agents, man. Okay, but it's not happening like Esau wants, and Esau, if something is not happening how he wants, well, guess what? He'll make it happen. Okay, he'll put some things in place to make it happen so he can take this thing to a whole nother level. Okay, so let's play this.
All right, guys, it looks like the chaos is unraveling in Chicago. We have word that ICE agents have been ambushed as Trump is trying to federalize and deploy hundreds of troops to the streets to help them. The people coming out in mass, as you can see in some of these images. And what they're saying now is that the ICE agents were rammed and they were boxed in by 10 different cars. This took place in Broadview, Illinois. They're saying that a woman was at the forefront of all this. The police were forced to deploy their weapons and fire defensive shots at an armed U.S. citizen. They're saying the attacker, a woman who was hit, apparently doxed the agents and posted all this online beforehand and said, hey, to all my gang, let's F those mother effers up and don't let them take anyone. Then the firefight took place. And the agents kind of scurrying, running all over the place, not knowing where the shots were coming from at first, per the witnesses. But then they locked into this woman, and this woman was then taken to the hospital to get care for her wounds. Chicago coming out saying that law enforcement were attacked, rammed, boxed in by 10 different vehicles. So I guess all those individuals got away that were in all the rest of those cars. But the person with the semi-automatic weapon, the woman shot, taken into custody. And it just looks like this is ramping up leveling up day after day, night after night. And, the governor there responding to Trump, saying that they don't need the troops there, although there's chaos, breaking loose in the area. And we've warned about this in terms of the troops, because a federal judge said that Trump broke the law, posse comitatus, in what he did. And Trump basically said they're going to do whatever they want to do. They'll deal with the law later. Okay. So different judges doing different things. We have an Antifa-aligned Democrat now charged with assault on a federal officer outside of the facilities in Portland. And we have a judge there in Portland blocking Trump's National Guard deployment to that region as well, warning of a constitutional crisis, saying that he's breaking posse comitatus. Others are saying he needs to abide by that. His administration, again, saying they're going to do what they want and deal with it in court later. And as long as they're sending troops into these cities, you're going to start to see settings like this more and more. So I feel like these events are going to continue to escalate. We're going to see more of them in more cities. This is just the latest. Join me for the live stream going live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern, right here on Dabu's.
Yeah, man. So that's interesting. Now you have reports, Antifa fighting back against ICE, okay, in Portland. And then now you have this latest event in Chicago. Now, I'm trying to look up a picture of this chick they say was heading this attack on ICE. Now, they sound like Northern Kingdom. When you look at the names, it says as early of October 2025, several women have been involved in widely reported confrontation with federal agents in Chicago during immigration protests. The most prominent recent cases involve Miramar Martinez, but a separate incident from September also drew significant attention. So it said during an incident on October 4, 2025, near a detention facility in the suburb of Broadview, U.S. Border Patrol agents shot an armed woman identified by the Department of Homeland Security as Miramar, Martinez. All right, so this is something we're gonna have to investigate. Miramar Martinez. Okay, it says footage of the events was captured and broadcast. All right, photos, okay, of Miramar Martinez were publicly released by DHS. Okay, so it sounds like Issachar. It really not showing. It didn't show. It said, let me see if it. See, can we find some type of picture on this nigga? All right, then it says other people that was involved: Anthony Ian, Santos Ruiz. It sound like Issachar. Not showing no pictures. Let me try one more. Yeah, Miramar Martinez. I try to look it up. Y'all brothers can try to look it up too. But that's her name, Miramar Martinez. Y'all brothers have the scoop in a few seconds, goddamn. But let's see the page. Yeah, that's the name of the woman. So yeah, we'll look into that. But going back into it, man, the Lord, okay, is getting ready to unleash this devil, man. Okay. So let's go here. Matter of fact, let's get this in we'll end it here. Let's go to 2 Chronicles 36. All right, and 15. All right, this is the book of 2 Chronicles 36 and 15. It says, "And the Lord, all right, power of their fathers sent to them, all right, by his messengers, rising up betimes and sending, because he had compassion on his people and on his dwelling place." Okay, so the Lord has repeatedly sent the prophets out to Jake, all right, and Jake has repeatedly rebelled. So now the Lord's finna send something else out. Okay, he's gonna go about this another way, because the doors of mercy are getting ready to be closed. Okay, these devils, are, pushing against the free speech. Well, eventually they're, digital IDs, which you're gonna have to sign on to. You're gonna have to ID yourself before you get on the internet, and all these things, and that's gonna be the Lord ending his mercy, man. Okay, and beginning his judgment. Okay, he said, "But they mocked the messengers of the Most High and despised his words and misused his prophets until the wrath of the Lord arose up against his people till there was no remedy." Man. Okay, so this is where we at with it, man. The Lord is just gonna raise up on Jake until there's no remedy. Okay, and he's gonna raise up all this judgment against Jake, and there's gonna be no solution for you niggas, man. Just judgment, man. Okay, so Lord will, you brothers, all right, and you sisters edified once again. We give all praise, honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Kakwadash, and double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great example towards younger brothers, and peace and blessings, salutations to the hopeful elect. Shalom.